Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is what if Asta was a descendant of a samurai, or descendant of samurais. Whatever, part 3. Now, let me mention something. Wait, potato. Never mind. So, let me begin into this what if. I don't know why I said potatoes twice, but not the point. I thought I was hearing an echo, which, yeah, probably an echo, but not the point. Let me first go into this what if, and yeah, also if you see these two swords up here, don't mention what they are. Actually, if you already know what they are, then you already know. But I'll explain them later, but other than that, let me begin into this what if, and let me shut the fuck up. So yeah, we begin into Asta. Asta is right now at the village and chilling. Mostly training and chilling. He's right now cutting on lots of logs for people to kind of like take and of course pay them money and all them other stuff because yes, they need firewood and all that. Now, Asta's right now thinking in his head what to do next. Now, the kind of invasion or whatever, mostly the kind of magical royal knights are going after the elves are still going to happen, but yeah. But we begin into Asta kind of, well, being in the kind of like village. Of course, the Black Wolves will still be attacked. Yami will still kind of go after Williams, and all them other things will still happen. Now we would go into, well, Lich, or, well, the fake Lich named Poetry. Poetry is right now just finally gather all the magical stones and putting it into that tablet and all that. Or giant, the giant tablet, whatever it looked like. Of course, to revive all the elves. Now, of course, there is this 3, like, main people that he sees: Rayleigh, that one dude, and Sally. Of course, Poetry saying, yes, finally. Now I will be able to revive my brethren. This is where Rayleigh says, yeah, I finally will be able to destroy those humans. This is where, everyone is kind of happy, and this is where, Poetry smiles as an evil grin saying, yeah. This is where, they feel that weird effect, like their souls are actually being taken out of their body, which it is. Their souls were taken out of their body, and this is where Poetry says, well, it's time to go. This is where he looks forward and sees Asta. Asta is right now just looking at the show and saying, interesting show. That's your thing. This is where Poetry says, you, who are you? You don't need to know who I am. This is where Asta pulls out his wazashi. And yes, he has a wazashi. A wazashi is a small, medium katana and all that. I think that's what it is. Yeah, so that's what it is. This is where, he has his other katana, but this is where, he pulls that out and rushes towards Poetry. And Poetry says, light spears, light heavenly shots. This is where, he sends multiple spears at Asta, but this is where Asta cuts them all down after saying atomic slash. This is where, he then rushes at, Poetry, and right now just slashes at Poetry, and Poetry's arm right now got cut. This is where Poetry winding his eyes. He starts sending multiple light slashes at Asta, but Asta keeps cutting it all down. Now we go into the battle between, Sister Lily and that one elf. Of course, that one elf is laughing and saying, I won't die. None of you will be able to kill me. I will kill all you humans. This is where Nosh, Akka, and also, Bushijo is right now all just standing in front of, Sister Lily. And this is where, Nosh says, okay, all of us, we gotta defeat this thing. This is where Sister Lily says, wait, no, Nosh. This is where, she tried to scream at all 3 of them to fight the elf. But this is where, Nosh dodges the kind of vine attack after jumping up. This is where, Bushijo jumps to the side, mostly to the right side, and this is where Akka goes to the left side. And of course, this is where, Nosh right now pulls out his katana, of course, adding fire magic and slashing down straight towards the elf. The elf managed to dodge, but of course, some of his binds were cut and burned. This is where, to the other side of him, this is where, Akka said, red slash, or mostly she said, red katana slash. She tries to slash at the elf, and the elf managed to dodge by using his vines to try to block the attack. Of course, the vines gets cut, and this is where he's saying, damn it, you street children, human children are so damn annoying. This is where he sends multiple vines straight towards Akka, and Nosh. But this is where Bushido appears saying, he says, drilling slash. Well, he says drilling, what's it called? Drilling staff. This is where he points his sword forward, and of course, this is where it starts spinning really fast. And of course, since it does have multiple like sharp edges, because it kind of looks like a not a sword most of the time, but it looks like to be one of those pointy things that you use in cavalry battles, like in the old times, for like you be on one horse, the other dude was on one horse, and then you have two weapons to try to push people off. But yeah, that's what he has. But of course, it's kind of sharper and pointier in the front of the blade and all that. And of course, it has like pointy stuff around the blade. But of course, well, he then like stabs it in front of him, and of course it's spinning really fast. Of course, where it shreds through all the vines, and this is where it cuts through the vines walls, and of course this is where he's rushing straight towards the elf. The elf tries to dodge, but right now behind him was Akka. Akka appears very fast. She says red dash. This is where, well, it was a kind of red dash that she appeared. This is where, well, she's kind of using magic. Of course, none of them can actually use ki. Well, sort of. Bushido is the one that's using ki right now. This is where Nosh, he then says, what's it called? So, Asta is kind of, well, we go into Asta. Asta is right now kind of, well, dealing with Lich. Now, Lich is right now kind of sending attacks at Asta, but Asta, he's mostly dodging the attacks and mostly, rushing towards Lich and all. This is where, oh, I also see some of the attacks that, well, Lich kind of sends him. But of course, since Asta's easily dodging the attacks by using ki and other things, he isn't getting hit much. Now, of course, this is where Asta pulls out his actual katana, the one that's kind of made for him. The Wazashi was actually kind of also made for him. Both of his kind of weapons were customized made. But of course, this is where Asta dodges a, well, mostly a light spear kind of almost hitting him because, well, he cuts that down. He's mostly dodging all the attacks that, well, Poetry is sending at him. Now, one thing is for sure, Poetry is shocked to believe that, well, Asta is this fast. And a human is this fast. A human that he believes is weaker than him. But of course, well, that is not the case. This is where, well, Poetry was about to attack Asta with more spears until Asta says, what's it called? Cross atomic air slashes. Of course, this is where, well, he cuts through them by using the X. Of course, X appears of air slashes, cutting through the, well, light spears. Oh, shit. We go into Nosh looking in front of, well, the person. And of course, well, the person right now looks at Nosh with widened eyes after Nosh saying, burning rage, slash. This is where, well, he swings his sword down. This is where Bushido is right now under, mostly behind Nosh, because Nosh kind of jumped over him. And this is where, well, Aqua is behind, well, the elf. And we go into Asta. Asta right now said, what's it called, after kind of using X slash air slash, straight towards, what's it called, Poetry. Poetry didn't notice this, but this is where Asta appears behind him. And this is where Asta says, atomic slash beamline. Poetry winding his eye. He just had a huge slash through his, well, torso. This is where he won his eyes and just had to transform into light and disappear away from Asta. This is where the other elf got a giant slash from his head all the way down towards his groins. This is where, well, he was actually cut in half. This is where, well, after cutting, what's it called, the elf in half, he also did kill the person, but the elf at the same time and destroy his magic by cutting it in half. This is what, well, Nosh was about to fall down until Bushido managed to catch him. Now, Bushido is actually a little bit taller than Nosh, but of course, he is still a little bit also swole bigger than Nosh, but yeah. Nosh is kind of smaller, and of course, even though he's smaller, he still kind of trains a lot to kind of just be just like his, well, sensei, and that is, well, other sensei, and that is Asta, but yeah. Asta kind of just snickers and just says, or not stickers, mostly what's it called? Just yeah, sticker. Of course, this is where he just goes, "Phew, damn, he got away." This is where Asta gets back to the mostly the village and sees what is happening. This is where he finds his three disciples manage to defeat an elf, and of course this is where a silver bird is right now over them, mostly a mercury bird. This is where someone jumps down because they thought that they had to check out the village first, and that is Yuno. When Yuno checks at the village, he sees that the village is perfectly fine. Not much has destruction. Not many people were poisoned. This is where everyone was fine and all that, fine and dandy, and of course where Yuno says, "What happened? Where's the elf incarnated?" Also says, "Holy shit, Yuno got incarnated into an elf." Also says, "Well, it's time for me to kill Yuno. He is no longer human." This is where Yuno says, "Wait! Don't you dare try to kill me!" Asta was already about to pull out his sword and just tried to cut him. This is where Asta says, "Oh well, it must be a talking elf, Yuno. Gotta get rid of him." Well, time to get rid of him. This is where Asta has his sword over his head, and of course this is where Yuno widened his eyes and realized that Asta is not kidding and actually trying to kill him. Now this is where Yuno says, "Wait a minute." This is where Yuno has to dodge a slash before he's actually trying to be cut down by Asta. Asta says, "Come here, Yuno. You don't need to run away. You can just die." Yeah, Asta's being kind of trollish just because he doesn't give a fuck about it. And this is where Yuno says, "Wait, stop trying to kill me." He's dodging, weaving, dodging again, and just trying not to get killed. But yeah. But for right now, I'm going to have to leave it off here because I have to go do something. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, and good night.